Once upon a time in a quiet little village, there lived a poor woman with her 3 sons, Tom, Bob, and Jack. Tom was the youngest, Bob was the middle brother, and Jack was the eldest. Although they lived a simple and happy life, their mother struggled to make ends meet. Wanting to help her, the 3 boys set out to find work. Tom was the first to find a job. He worked for a kind man who made tables, chairs, and other wooden furniture. Tom worked faithfully for a whole year, and when his time was up, the man rewarded him with an old-looking table. At first, Tom was puzzled, but the man explained its secret. Whenever Tom said the words, "I am hungry," the table would instantly be covered with the most delicious food. Thrilled by his gift, Tom set off to see the world. No matter where he went, by rivers, in forests, or on city streets, he never went hungry. He would simply set down his table, speak the magic words, and enjoy a feast. After many months, he decided it was time to visit his mother. On the final night of his journey home, Tom stopped at a shabby old house and asked the elderly man living there if he could stay the night. The man agreed but confessed he had nothing to eat. Tom cheerfully told him not to worry, brought out his table, and spoke the magic words. In an instant, a wonderful meal appeared, and the two of them ate well. But the old man's heart was full of greed. That night, while Tom slept, he stole the magic table and replaced it with an ordinary one that looked almost the same. The next morning, Tom continued home, unaware of the switch. When he finally arrived, his mother was overjoyed to see him. He told her proudly about the table's magic and to show her said, "I am hungry." But nothing happened. The table sat bare, and the neighbors who had gathered to watch laughed. Tom's face burned with anger and shame. He realized the old man must have tricked him. Heartbroken, he left again and returned to his old work, writing to his brothers about what had happened. Meanwhile, Bob had been working for a cheerful man in another village. For a year, he labored hard, and as payment, the man gave him a small donkey. It didn't look like much, but it held a secret. Whenever Bob said the words "Brickleby," the donkey would drop gold coins from its mouth. With this marvelous gift, Bob traveled far and wide, buying fine clothes, eating the best food, and always having enough money for anything he wanted. Eventually, he too decided to go home. On the last night of his journey, he came to the same old man's house. The old man offered him a bed, but said he needed money for food. Bob agreed, stepped outside, and whispered the magic words to his donkey. Gold coins spilled out, and the old man, spying from the shadows, saw everything. That night, while Bob slept, the old man took the magical donkey and replaced it with a regular one. The next morning, Bob rode away, unsuspecting. When he reached home, his mother greeted him warmly. Curious about the donkey, she asked what made it special. Bob smiled and said it could make gold. He proudly said the magic words, but nothing happened. Everyone laughed again, and Bob's anger matched his younger brother's. Knowing he had been robbed, he left and went back to work, sending a letter to Jack to warn him. Jack, the eldest, had been working for a woodcutter. After a year of hard work, the woodcutter handed him a small, beautifully carved box containing a stick. Jack thanked him, though he didn't see its use, until the woodcutter explained. If anyone wronged him, he could say, "Stick out of the box," and the stick would spring to life, striking the troublemaker until told to stop. With the box in hand, Jack began his journey home. Like his brothers, he stopped at the old man's house on his last night. They shared food, and Jack told stories of his travels, including the sad tales of the stolen magic table and donkey. The old man, greedy as ever, thought of adding Jack's gift to his collection. Late that night, he crept into Jack's room and tried to steal the box. Jack awoke and shouted, "Stick out of the box." The stick leapt out and began beating the old man mercilessly. He begged for mercy, but Jack commanded the stick to keep going until the man promised to return both the table and the donkey. At last, the old man gave in, leading Jack to where he had hidden the stolen treasures. Jack took them and traveled home the next morning, bringing with him the magic table, the gold-giving donkey, and the enchanted stick. His mother was overwhelmed with joy to see him, and to have all the magical items safely returned. She quickly wrote to Tom and Bob, urging them to come home. When the brothers were reunited, they set the magic table in the middle of their small house, and invited the entire village to share in the feast. The table provided endless delicious food, and the donkey supplied gold whenever needed. From that day on, the mother and her 3 sons lived in comfort and happiness, never again knowing hunger or poverty. And as for the greedy old man, he thought twice before trying to steal from anyone ever again.